Well, you know, with the show, I'm AJ Williams. We got a little taxes. We're going to go over business structure and, everything else with some of my guest hosts that always pop in. But all that when SHEcago Talks returns. Hey, it's your buddy AJ Williams, the media guy. It's that time for your wellness and your wealth to reach new highs, to expand the universe. So give us a call, 312-686-4097, or email us at SHEcago100@gmail.com. That's right, SHEcago100@gmail.com. And join the conversation on SHEcago Talks Live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. and watch your wellness and your wealth rocketed out of this world. That's right. Come get the 911 on the 411. For women, from women. Hurry. Remember, it's a Her World Media production. All women, all the time. Hashtag Shift the Spotlight. So, the show is about wellness and wealth building. Well, you got to have finances, you got to have hospital insurance. But on the finance part, we got so many modules to that, like insurance, insurance for your house, insurance for your car, insurance for your business. But you also have, you got a great business, you got to keep everything in line. You got to pay those taxes, you got to pay this and that. So shortly, we should have a tax person pop it in here soon, hopefully real soon. So that's what the show's today, taxes and business structure and everything else. Like we have Barbara usually come on, talk about a little fashion. We have May Beth comes on and just give us a whole synopsis of life and the culture and a whole gamut. Usually we have Dr. Lewis. She gives us a psyche perspective of it all, but never know who's coming in. But hey, the show comes on every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And, I'm your host. Well, I'm one of your hosts because I have a bunch of guest hosts that comes in. And I'm AJ Williams. I'm just the media guy. You ladies that come in and talk about your services and products, you guys bring the content. You make the show. I'm just here. I just put all the stuff together and boom, we on the internet. We here. But the show will not be a show without you. Gotta have you out there. And of course, our lovely audience. So I could give you a little perspective that, because we're going to have some questions for our tax person that comes on. I always heard, get your business, do this, get the taxes, this, that, and the other. Well, I do have an LLC. Now, have I had any big tax break? I can't say that because I haven't really utilized it. And I'm hoping to hear from our tax person today that does taxes all the time, isn't a big accountant, and she does taxes all the time. So then I could get a little information just like you, because I'm always hearing that I'm losing out because I'm not utilizing all that what I have with the LLC, as far as on the business side. So I know one thing, getting the LLC, that's having that LLC in the structure of a business kind of saves me from, if somebody wants to sue me, it doesn't all go on me. They hit the business. It's just not all plugged into me, AJ Williams, and my social security number. So I guess that's a snippet of having the business, but I don't know all the ins and outs. That's why I was looking for the business people to come in. I'm not the smartest guy, so I have these young smart ladies coming on and giving a synopsis of what they do, so we all learn something new all the time. When a person stops learning, saying they know it all, that's dangerous, very dangerous. You want to stay away from that. Should always be learning. No, I'm not saying you gotta read books and books and books and books, but you should always have that adventurous, hey, I want to learn that, especially if you're in the business world. It's something right around the corner that you might need, that tidbit of information that could break the camel's back or save you. So never, if you're going to be in business, have that closed-minded, because I don't know if that's going to, because we're not just working in communities in the neighborhood, mom and pop. This is global. You got to realize people buy from people from all around the world. They can go past you right there in the neighborhood if you're not within some of this global and technology, internet, and so forth, and marketing. You might have the sweetest deal, the best product, and if you're not marketing and putting your stuff out there, because I don't want to say you closed-minded, but you're saying I know it all and I got it done, I would say no. Of course, you're not talking to a guy that's a millionaire or billionaire, but from what I hear, what I see, and I see it over and over, always be willing to learn. Have that attitude of, let me learn something. What do you know? Can this be done better? How are you doing it? Oh, how can I add that to what I'm doing? And that's all it is. Instead of just, I got it all. Even the billionaires, they always want to learn to make that next zero, to make the next couple of zeros. And I think that's what we all get in business. The bottom line, we might love it might be dear to our heart, might have some emotional attachment, but we still want to see that monetary value at the end of the day. Or we can't just keep doing it, because then we go way in the red and then we got to close down. I just don't want to open up to close down. And I'm sure you guys just don't want to open up to close down. You want to keep thriving and keep going and going and going and expand. I don't say you want to be, you got to make all the billions, you got to be the top one and all that, but you want to be financially stable. You want to be financially striving and thriving. So, hey, keep your ears open. Hope these people are going to pop in so we can get some of this information out today, because I'm waiting. I'm excited to hear it. That's why I'm here. That's why I come. And that's another thing, to have the commitment. If you say you're going to be here at a certain time for your business, I don't care if you don't make a dime that day or a penny, be there, show up. You never know who's going to come through the door and buy your whole store out, buy the whole inventory out. You look, oh man, no sales today, man, I'm just going to leave. No, man, I didn't make anything yesterday, so I'm going to leave. No, let's not do it. Keep the right attitude, keep your smile on your face, and let's get to it. You up? Might as well go there. Might as well go there and meet somebody. Hey, that's all. It's what else can I say? But once you have open, there's a whole lot of stuff you got to do in the back office. And learning some of these taxes and business stuff, this is going to help us be great. Try to become the 1%ers. Get up there, because you know how they say these mom and pop businesses open up one day and they close the next day. Well, we don't want to do that. We want to keep going. And hopefully the women, the ladies, as part of this thing here, that we can learn that together and keep on striving. Yeah. So, hey, you can always beam in, pop in. You need the link. There go my number, 312-686-4097. You call me, you got something to say, give us some information. I can send you the link and you can pop into the show. I don't care if you're driving, you're walking, you can always pop in the show. This is what this great virtual entity we in today. This is it, man. This is it. You can make Hollywood right here by yourself. You don't have to have billions. That's what's so great. That is great. You just got to imagine years ago, you couldn't do this. You couldn't reach your audience unless you pay megabucks to run your commercial, to be on somebody's show for 30 minutes. You break your bank trying to do that. But now, a few dollars, a couple of pieces of equipment, and they can see you from here, from Chicago, to all the way around the world, to Sheboygan, to Cairo, everywhere. They see you, they can see your products and your services, and they can do business with you. So, hey, waiting on my other guest host to come on to the show. I know, hey, it is cold out there. Had a few cold days, snap food, but hey, we're going to keep going. But sometimes, hey, things happen. That's all right. We regroup and keep going. I showed up. I'm here at 6 o'clock, so the doors was open. Maybe it was too cold. Cars didn't start, this and that, whatever. Things happen. Life happens. That's one thing you got to understand in business. You cannot get frustrated. Oh, man, these people not doing. No. It's on you. You stay steadfast. It's on you. If you've been watching my show, I don't have hundreds of thousands of people in here all the time. But you see, I'm here at 6 o'clock every Wednesday. That's what I do. I say I do it, and you see me. I'm here. As long as the world don't end, I'm going to be here. And I don't want the world to end right now because I'm just getting started, just having fun, just getting a hold of this thing, and I want to ride it and see how fun to ride and how long can it go. Woohoo! Get her done. Well, come on in. Join the show. I'm AJ Williams, the media guy. And also another one thing too, while we wait, we always can learn something about credit. That's another thing, small business people. A lot of people we don't get this financial literacy to learn about the taxes, loans, credit. We don't learn any of this. We don't get it. We got to dig and we bump into it after we down and out and the store is closed. Then we find out, oh, you could have done this, you could have done that, Well, since we got time, maybe I can just show this snippet of this young lady that talks about credit reports. Let's look at this right quick.
I'm not telling you to stop paying your credit card bill every month or to stop paying your car note because that's going to only make your credit worse. What I'm saying is that if you owed someone, let's just say you owed Publix. You owe Publix some money, and after a while you didn't pay Publix, so Publix sends that account to an outside collection agency to collect that money. Well, at that point, they've sold the debt to that collection agency. And what essentially happens at that point is you no longer owe Publix, you now essentially owe the collection agency. And let's do a little bit legal diving. Now, your contract was with Publix. You are obligated to pay Publix. Now, there may be some sort of addendum or some terms within the contract that says we will refer this to an outside collection agency if payment is not received or, satisfied or whatever. And that's fine. They can say that. It is their legal right to list that in your contract. However, there are still federal laws, the FDCPA laws, that supersede anything that is written in a local contract between a business and a consumer.
Little tidbits, and there's a whole lot of that on YouTube. You can find out a little more of that. Well, she also go on to say, with that, that you can challenge that. And I didn't even realize that. I'm not gonna. Well, I've done it before. I've just, like, well, hey, when they call, like, well, who's this from? I don't remember that. Give me, I use it as a stall tactic. But I didn't realize there was some laws on it that, hey, just coming from a third party, let's see, they got rules and regulations, how much they could get from you, and they usually don't tell you that. They just call saying, hey, I need that money. You owe so, and we bought it. Well, that's a tidbit information now. Well, now I can speak to them from a more educated position, like, well, the FDC, says this and that and the other. So, why are you asking me for this, that, and the other? Wait a minute. So, hey, these are little tidbits of information you can get here and there, And what I would like to do is, I reached out to this young lady. Hopefully she'll get back to me and I can get her on the show and we can talk about this credit, because that's one big thing with your small business that no one usually tells you unless you got a great business mentor or so forth, that building your credit portfolio with your business, like having your Duns and Bradshaw. Now, I only knew to get the Duns and Bradshaw number to apply for that number because I was trying to do stuff with the government and on the SAM's registration. They made me go through that. I had to go get the Brad's number, a CAS number, a Cage number, and so forth. Other than that, I always heard about Duns and Brads, but I thought that was for the Fortune 500, the big top elite companies. No, you can have that with your small LLC. So I have that. And actually, I got that building because I have a couple of little small accounts where I get pencils and papers and cleaning material from. And that every little bit is supposed to count. Well, I will see. And I'll look here in the next few months and see what kind of little credit score I have as far as my business. So, hey, every bit counts. Yes, ma'am.
Was I supposed to call your phone?
No. You go to that link I called you. I showed you.
Okay, so you emailed it to me?
I emailed it too. Yep.
Okay, I'll get on now. Thanks.
Okay, cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So, hey, I got somebody, the tax lady that's supposed to be coming on is trying to get in touch and come on the show, and hopefully she'll beam in here in a few seconds, beam me up, Scotty. But as again, speaking about that credit with that Duns and Brad, I'm starting to learn that, you have that and you can build your score up with that. You could go into anywhere as far as your business is concerned. You can write for a loan, get that car, get that, building you want for your business in your business name. You get your credit so right, that number is right, you can go sign for $1 million worth of stuff. Well, hey, that's where we need to be, because most of us in these small business areas, and I know there's some small business people doing great, Well, hey, I'm not a millionaire. I'm trying to get there. And that's the information I get. I want to pass it on to the show. And any information my guest hosts have, we want to pass it on to the audience. And just give me a few seconds here. I believe our tax person be popping in here in one moment. And we can go through some questions right here so our listening audience can get some information like, oh, okay. You know, that's all it's about. This is an open forum. You know, you don't have to come in right at 6 o'clock on top of the hour. You can come in 6:05, 6:20, because I know life goes on. And I'm not going to corner you or corral you like this was the big network. But this could be just as explosive as a network, but we got some leeway. Because this is the internet. This is a phenomenal thing. It blows my mind. I never thought I'd see myself being somewhere that somebody could see me all the way in Hungary or Africa or something, you know, little old me, AJ Williams, sitting in a room here somewhere in the Midwest. There you go. So, hey, I guess I'm just stalling and falling for my tax person to come in and give us, you know, just a few tidbits. We're not going to keep her long, and I'm not going to keep you long. It's a cold night. Some of you people just getting in, just getting home, getting out of that cold air. And I know what it means. You taking at least that deep breath and like relaxing for the day. Because, and, you know, we're in the Midwest. It can get much, much colder. But still, it's cold out there today. And it makes traveling and moving about kind of difficult and very tiresome, especially if you got children to move around and stuff, a lot of stops to make. That's just some wear out stuff. So we are mindful of that here at SHEcago Talks. You know, we know. So we don't keep this, we keep an open, loose form coming here. All we want is the information. You don't have to have a bow tie. You don't have to have, you know, a certain dress, you know. Just come on here with some regular clothes and have some information, which is content, which we need. That's what we want, the content. The content. Yes, ma'am.
Tony, I see myself, but I don't see anyone else.
Did you pop in?
Yeah, I clicked on the link. So I see myself on the screen and the audio is working.
The audio, but I don't see you. I don't see you because I need to let you in.
Okay, I'm gonna click out of this and I'm gonna go back. It has here, check your camera and mic.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if there's something else.
You probably have to go into the studio. You probably said.
So you want me to put my name?
You can put your name, but I don't see you. You haven't went into the studio. You haven't popped up on my end. There you go. There you go. Okay. Well, that's like I tell people, we live. We are live on the internet. I just want you to know. So I have our tax guru, business person. I didn't have all the information for the ladies that asked me last week. We had a bunch of ladies on. Actually, I said, well, hey, you know what? I got a person. And you came to mind.
Yes.
I got a person. You know, she's, you know, hey, she knows the stuff. This is what she does. So I'm like, well, hey, I will get Miss Darlene to come on and tell my audience out there what we got. I'm not gonna say discouraged that all my other guest hosts are not in here today, but I have you to talk about the taxes and business structure, which how we can take advantage of that. Because I hear this all the time, but I never got schooled on it, you know. So I guess right out the gate, you know, I know you doing taxes for these certain businesses. So just from that, what do you see as one of the best business structures to set up as it relates to tax breaks and credits, far as like having an LLC, a C corp, a S corp, or a sole proprietorship?
Okay,
Uh-oh.
I made some notes here because you got to remember that the tax arena is such a vast arena. So if you want to focus on a sole proprietorship, a LLC, let's just say a S corp and the C corp. So really, those are the four structures. A sole proprietorship and an LLC, they're like interchangeable, but what separates the two is that I'm gonna use you as an example. So if you apply for an LLC, so that separates the liabilities from you.
Okay.
Now, some individuals, they do put their business tax return on their personal because it's still a sole proprietor. But like I said, if you want to separate yourself from the liabilities, you know, then you apply for an LLC.
So is there in that tidbit you just gave us, is there some type of tax benefit to that maneuver?
Well, not really.
Oh.
Yeah, not really. I mean, because even with as a sole proprietor, okay, the downsides to that is that you're paying self-employment tax. So therefore, and I believe it's like 15.75%. So what you're doing, you're paying your own, paying into your own Social Security, your own Medicare. And so you're always going to get taxed more as a sole proprietor if you claim it on your personal tax return.
So now if you did that on a Schedule C or something that I heard,
well, that is the Schedule C.
Oh,
right.
Oh, that's the Schedule C of the 1040, right?
Exactly.
The only reason I know a little bit, people realize I started in accounting, but I just said I want to be a cop. So I said them numbers. I'm just a, I'm a dumb guy. I just a cop. I had to be smart to be a cop. So see, I didn't know that. Wow. So actually, it don't seem like there's no benefit on that side.
It is because, like I said, the LLC does separate you from the liabilities.
Okay, well, that's from a business standpoint, but as we relate to tax credits and benefits, it seems like really nothing.
Well, your credits come in as far as your deduction. So, okay, so say for instance, the difference between a deduction and a credit. Okay, so a deduction, you are allowed to take certain deductions on your tax return. But say for instance, you net $1,000 on your, you gross $1,000 off of your Schedule C. Okay, and so you're going to be, and they do have what they call a QBI, meaning that you qualify for a business type of discount. But so depending on what tax bracket you fall in, so if you fall in a 20% tax bracket, a 28% tax bracket, you're only going to get 28%. You're going to save 28% off that $1,000. Whereas a credit, you get the entire credit. So a credit, for instance, and actually I pull some stuff here. So you can have, let's take education, for instance. You get the full credit there. So there's a difference between a credit and a deduction. A contribution can be a deduction, but the credit, you get the full benefit. The credit reduces your tax liability. So if you owe $1,000, and if you can take $1,000 credit somewhere, then that brings you to zero tax liabilities.
So then my tax that I had to pay is zero.
Absolutely. That's what I just said. It brings you to zero tax liability.
Oh, so I got a tax liability of $1,000, but then I got a tax credit because the education it came up to $1,000. It phases it out, so I'm good.
Absolutely.
I don't get nothing back, but I don't have to give them nothing.
Absolutely.
Now, is that where people always say, "Hey, a business in the red, man, get your business and your first 3 years in the red, you can get all that tax back."
Well, yeah. I'm not gonna say you're gonna get all of that back, but the thing is, you may not have to pay in. Okay, you may not have to pay in.
Still can't get an easy check. I'm trying to get an easy check back.
So no, so with you, of course, unless you apply for LLC, of course, that you have to apply for an EIN number, and then your business has to be labeled as a LLC or a S Corp. A C Corp, no, you mostly large businesses like State Farm, country companies, those are usually C Corp. Corp, right? C Corporation, but an S Corp, you can even, register your business as an S Corp.
Because a S Corp and a C Corp, I remember somewhat that one pays on the tax money, like the money the corporation makes. They pay the tax, and they also have to pay income tax, so they pay tax on that twice.
Absolutely. So a C Corp is double tax. Right, because they pay the taxes on the corporation, and then when some of those profits are distributed to the shareholders or the CEOs or whatever, then they have to pay taxes on that money as well.
Oh. Yes. Now the S Corp doesn't have to do that, right?
No, the S Corp, you're just paying on your profit. So say, for instance, you and your brother, you guys had a business and you did it as a S corporation. So after you do the tax return on your S Corp, then that tax return produces what we call a K1. And the K1 is either going to show your profit or your loss. Okay, so and to simplify that, what I usually say, just look at a K1 as similar to a W-2. You're just taking that document, reporting your income, what's on that, and plugging it into the software, the tax software. Yes.
Oh, okay. So now I was wondering, I always hear, well, because I know they got this TIF money, they got this money. So my thing is, are there tax benefits for having a business in a certain region, counties, or communities?
It could be, but you really would have to do your research. Like I said, the tax arena is such a broad arena. Now, I know some people that likes to run down to Florida. I'm just trying to think of some states that don't pay state taxes.
I just saw that. I was looking that up.
Right. Yeah. So Florida is one. What's another one? Like I said, it's a matter of just doing your research. So I wouldn't say one community is better than another. It all depends because I even have a cousin that lives in the state of Michigan. and I do his tax return. Now, the thing about Michigan, they get some type of credit off of their rental property. Yeah. So like I said, each state is different. So you just have to kind of do your research, you know.
Or you got so my thing is, so you hire a CPA or you hire a tax lawyer to do your taxes for you?
I would say a CPA. I mean, a CPA is more skilled in the finance arena. An attorney, they may know the law
To get you out of hot water. That's it.
Right. But some of them do tax returns also. You know, so it really doesn't matter. I'm not a CPA and I'm not an attorney, but I know how to do tax returns.
But you're an accountant though, and you
No,
work.
I'm not an accountant. I have a degree in finance, but no, I am not.
You have a degree in finance. Oh,
yes.
Well,
I am not an accountant.
All that comes along with finance, taxes, credits, and
Absolutely.
It's the numbers game.
It is. And then too, well, it's more than a numbers game. I mean, really, most accountants, they do know how to jump through some of those loopholes. That's why you see people often talking about Trump, you know, how he didn't pay any income taxes. And really, what a lot of corporations rely on is their depreciation. And then they like to, and I'm just going to be honest, they like to inflate their expenses. You know, they do.
Let me take that note.
So, but yeah, you do want to report all of your expenses, you know, on your tax returns. Right. Because if you have an expense, yeah, you want to, you know,
that takes from that taxable income, right?
Absolutely.
So somebody like, was it Jeff Bezos? I was hearing a rumor that he always he goes around town and he always puts his business in some of the low tax base communities, because he gets a tax break or tax credit, because he got a lot of Amazon stuff, you know, in Gary, Chicago.
Right. There's different credits out there, you know, for employers like that, mega employers, and even for some small businesses, because say, for instance, just like people that comes out of prison, you know, and I'm pretty sure they still have that program out there where if an employer hires them, you know, then that employer, you know, he gets really an additional tax break, you know, for hiring inmates.
No wonder I see the companies really asking, well, you know, go and tell us, and they got these separate things asking all these questions. Just, we're not trying to put you in jail, we're trying to get a tax credit.
Yeah, so like I said, they, you know, they're just looking for all of those hoops to jump through.
So you've been doing, since you're a financial, but you've been doing taxes for a while. So in your wide synopsis of information and experience, is it better? Is it? Would you advise, if you were sitting down talking to a daughter, she gonna do a small business, to tell her to at least open up a LLC?
I would, because like I said, you're just looking at the fact that the LLC separates the business from you. Okay. So just like, so if the business gets sued, it won't affect you. But if that business is on your personal tax return on a Schedule C, then you are the business. So if the business gets sued, then you get sued.
So it's best, since I am an LLC, I just need to keep it separate. I don't need to put it on my taxes.
Well, then what you're going to do, and going back to that K1, you know, that K1 is going to show either your profit or your loss. So that goes on your tax return, your personal tax return, just like a W-2. So like I said,
wait a minute. The K1 still get attached to me, although I'm the LLC?
Absolutely, because all K1s, all businesses get, I mean, like I said, there's partners in businesses. So once a tax return is done on that corporation or that S corp, you know, then people are getting that money. You know, I mean, what type of distribution did you take from that business, or did the company pay you? So yeah, you still have to report whatever income you made from that business, but on your personal. So you have to look at it similar to a W-2, even though it's not a W-2, but that's the best way to kind of compare it so that an individual.
So let me get this. So if my company makes a profit, can I say my company make a $20,000 profit? Can I just pay myself $2,000 and that be on my personal, and the other 18,000 stays on my business, saying the business has got the 18,000? I don't have it because I don't want to show that.
You can do that too. What you can do, you can put yourself on payroll. You can put yourself on payroll, but when it comes to an LLC, it's not really advised, but you can take a distribution. So either way it goes, you can leave money in the business,
right?
And you can pay yourself, you know.
And I'm just hypothetically thinking, all my kids are grown, but I could see, if I was younger and I had some baby mother saying, that dude made $1 million, but I could go to court and have my taxes set up where, yes, my company made $1 million, but I only took 10,000 and the rest is in my company. So if I got to pay child support or something, not that I'm trying to duck child support, I ain't trying to get, but my thing is, she can't come over and say, sue me for 75,000 because I didn't make it. The company made it. And does that is doable. You can leave all that money and I just pay myself $10,000, right? Whatever number.
You can, but I like I said, the tax arena is so broad, and that would be a question really for an attorney. I mean, so what's stopping her from going after the business? She may not be able to come after you. I mean, she can probably come after you, but like I said, it just separates the two.
Okay. I'm just thinking if I only pay myself, because if somebody said, well, he got a business worth $1 million, but I was like, it's the business, it's not mine. Oh, he riding around in a Mercedes Benz. It's a company car, it's not my car. So when I go to court looking at the judge, no, I'm not worth $1 million. It's my company. Oh, but I do have 10,000 if she wants some of that. So I would just want to get you can file the taxes separate from your business.
You could even have a car rental business. And so if you're riding around in a vehicle, hey, it's still the business. That's my thing is, because I was like, well, how does but then I was wondering, but that's for a lawyer. So now if she can't get me, she's going to go after the business. So even though I filed separately, that still don't save me. She can go for the business. But now I'm thinking if I got a partner in this, it's the business. It's just not my money. Because people usually think, well, he own a business, it's all his. Not that I'm trying to hide. Even if you have a partner, and the thing that you have to remember is that whatever money the business makes is going to show up on that K1. Now, if the business doesn't have a partner, or because the business still has to be tied to someone.
Well, my understanding, my little the new little stuff on, I thought all LLCs and corporations for tax purposes with their own, is a person in there far as tax is concerned, they their own entity. That's what I thought.
The business is its own entity.
Right.
But still, when it comes to dispersing the cash in that business,
Yeah.
right, it's going to go to someone. At the end of the year, the partners are going to sit down and see how much of the profit they're going to split.
Now, again, what if the two partners say, well, we made $1 million, but we're not going to take 500,000. You take 100,000, I take 100,000, and we leave 800,000 in the
and you
business.
can do that.
Okay. So everything that's taxable, it should be only the 100,000 went to him and $100,000 that went to me.
Absolutely. And that's going to show up, like I said, on your K1. Whatever the distribution is, it's going to show up on your K1.
So is there anywhere that, like, somebody pulling your taxes, is somebody pulling your personal taxes, they can see your business taxes too? You can't keep that separate?
Remember that, like I said, your business taxes, I mean, and sometimes they would have to get some type of court order or subpoena or something. You know, if someone was suing you, that's just like how Donald Trump is trying to keep his business taxes secret, you know, and even your personal tax return. I do not have access to your personal tax return. Unless
I sign and give you that power to sign.
You can give me power of attorney.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Then I can request it from the IRS or whatever, you know, but technically, no, we do not have access to your tax returns. Now, whoever does your annual tax returns, they have access to it.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, yeah. I guess that's some question. That's in my head, and some of the ladies wanted to know, so they didn't make it in. But so I'm just asking them as if they was there, because they might be watching from the back. So yeah. I mean, this is things I've heard, you know, people saying this, but you know how people talk, man, put that in there. She can't get that. He can't sue you. I was like, well, let me go talk to a person that might see how this play out, you know, because I don't mind if you look at my personal. I don't want you to be seeing my business. That's my business. You can see the personal. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing but spaghetti in there. I don't want them to see the caveat. Yeah. Not that I'm hiding from anybody. I'm just saying, hypothetically.
Well.
Yeah, I know.
But like I said, it's just a vast arena. But, you know, but even when it comes to you, you know, I would suggest, if you want to keep your business separate from your personal, do your business. But like I said, but just remember, even when you do your business tax return, it's going to produce a K1. And that K1 is similar to a W-2, you know, just like if you go out and work for an employer.
But the K1 still only represent what I pay myself. It shouldn't see the whole other $800 million I made, right?
Well, yes, the K1 represent your distribution.
Yeah, so
your distribution.
They should only see the distribution. They shouldn't see the whole pie.
In another way this works, so just like say for instance, you made $400,000. So really your profit is less expenses. Let's just say your profit is $400,000. Now, right, so you can put back into the business, right? And that will be your owner's equity, or what you're putting into the business.
So now for any of the business structures, are there a certain period of time associated when you could be eligible and you're not eligible, or long as you got the business, you always could take advantage of these benefits and credits if they are there. But is there any time eligibility? If you miss this time period, you don't get it?
You know what? I guess it just kind of depends on the tax year and what's available during that tax year. So
Okay.
let's just use the education credit, for instance. What the American Opportunity, credit. So we know that that's available for 4 years. And after a student or an adult or whatever, after they claim that for 4 years, then it turns over into the lifetime credit.
Oh.
So whatever is available that year, or even if you didn't file your 2020 or your 2019, you have to go back and file those tax returns. Whatever was available during those tax years.
Yes. So you can get it then, but you have to file it. You have to file that whole tax. You can't use it for the current one.
If it's available, whatever is available,
I mean, I want to take my 2019 since I didn't use it. Can I put it on this one?
If it's available, no. Other than that, no. You have to apply for those credits or take advantage of those credits in the year that they are offered.
Now, say they offered it. You say 4 years, so I have 4 years to do it. But what I'm saying, if I didn't file,
this is what I'm saying. I'm talking about I use the American Opportunity credit, that that educational credit. So say for instance, 2019 was your first year.
Yeah, and I didn't do it.
And you didn't do it.
So I missed it.
Yes.
Can I collect it later on?
If you file in 2020, you can claim it in 2020. So if your education extends beyond those 4 years, and let's just say it went 5 years and you didn't take it in 19, so you can still take it 20, 21, 22.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right. All right. That's I can get it later because I saved it. I'm saving it for this year.
Right. That particular credit, but then there's some other credits, that may not be available.
Okay. So other credits. I was just in there that if a credit was out a certain year and you didn't take it, and then you end up, since like say you file in your 2023 and you say, well, I never got my tax credit for 2019, so I want to take it. Can I?
What you have to do? You go back and amend your 2019 tax return.
Oh,
that's what you do.
That's what you have to do. You just can't. Can you give me my credit since I didn't take it?
No, it doesn't work that way.
Don't work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Ain't that what? But Uncle Sam will get you talking about you owe them for this year from 2019. We didn't get it. They'll sure come and grab it from you 4 years later.
And you know why they do that? So say, for instance, you had a job and that employer they always send the IRS a copy of your W-2.
Oh, yeah.
That automatically goes to the Social Security Administration.
Well, if you lie, they already know you lied.
Right, they already know. Even if you had stock invested in stocks and you made money and you took money out or you sold your stocks, those records automatically go to the IRS. And so it may be a year or 2 years or even maybe 3 years before you get a letter from the IRS saying that you owe money. And then you're going to sit back baffled. Well, how do I owe this money? Then they're going to send you a notice letting you know that you made this money, but this is what was reported, zero. You made this, but this is what was reported, zero.
Can't lie to Uncle Sam, huh?
You can't lie.
And you can't say he was wrong, huh? All the time.
Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, companies do make mistakes, but yeah, as long as they're matching your Social Security up with that particular investment, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, folks, there you go. Some tax tidbits, we went past our time because, it gets steamy when you talk about taxes and hiding money. And perhaps Miss Darlene would be she will come back another time when she's free because she's in the mix of tax season. Yeah. So she really took a break to come over here. I know she's been working her little fingers to the bone all day for the man. So we will ask her to come, and when she can, to give us some more tax tidbits in and out so we can have that, because this is the Wealth and Wellness Building Workshop for women. And I want to thank you for coming out, Ms. Darlene. Have a great evening.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Yes, I enjoyed it too.
Here, because
all you got to do is click leave studio.
Bye.
Yep, that's all you have to do. Well, hey, that was it. I hope it was kind of informational. Hope you got something out of it. And I'll see you next time. Hey, it's your buddy AJ Williams, the media guy. It's that time for your wellness and your wealth to reach new highs, to expand the universe. So give us a call, 312-686-4097, or email us at SHEcago100@gmail.com. That's right, SHEcago100@gmail.com. And join the conversation on SHEcago Talks Live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. And watch your wellness and your wealth rocketed out of this world. That's right. Come get the 911 on the 411. For women, from women. Hurry. Remember, it's a Her World Media production. All women, all the time. #Shift the Spotlight.